Everyone says the UFC is untouchable, but what if the most exciting fights in the world aren't happening there? For years, the US has been called the pinnacle of MMA, the biggest stars, the toughest roster, the global brand. But lately, a question has started whispering through fight fans' minds. Is one championship actually better? Not bigger, not richer, better. So what are we really comparing here? If we're talking about pure MMA depth, the UFC is brutal. Look at lightweight, Islam Makhachev. Charles Oliveira, Dustin Poirier. To become champion there, you don't just win. You survive killers back-to-back. Middleweight, Dricus du Plessis, Adesanya, Whitaker. No easy paths. The UFC forces the best to fight the best. That's its strength. The belt usually means something because the road is unforgiving, but one championship plays a different game. In one, it's not just MMA, it's Muay Thai and 4-ounce gloves, kickboxing world titles, submission grappling super fights. One night, you're watching an MMA bout. The next, Rodtang is marching forward throwing 100 punches in a Muay Thai war. And here's where it gets interesting. Rodtang versus Demetrius Johnson. First round Muay Thai, second round MMA. That kind of creativity doesn't happen in the UFC. Then look at the striking level. Superlek, Nongo, Rodtang. These are elite specialists, not MMA strikers who learned on the job, pure technical killers. The pace is violent, the action constant, less stalling, less cage control debates. One even penalizes inactivity with yellow cards. They reward damage. They reward aggression. The UFC often rewards control. Different philosophy. Now here's the real tension. If Francis Ngannou becomes heavyweight champion in the UFC, the world accepts he's the best. Why? Because the roster depth is deeper. The rankings feel harsher. But when one produces a Muay Thai champion, many hardcore fans will argue the striking level might actually be higher there than in the UFC. So what matters more, roster depth or rule variety? Global recognition, or pure action? The UFC feels like a league, structured, hierarchical, legacy-driven. One feels like a combat sports festival, diverse, fast, creative. If you want the most difficult path to an MMA belt, the UFC probably still owns that crown. But if you want non-stop action, elite striking specialists, and rule sets that force excitement, one might actually deliver more adrenaline. So is one better than the UFC? Or is the UFC just better at convincing you it is? That depends on what you value when the cage door closes.